Hey guys, today I want to talk about, can you live on the average Social Security benefit? The average is $1,782, thereabouts, give or take a few dollars. And people are asking if you can survive on that in the Philippines. And of course you could. We've talked about the amounts that we can live on many times here on this channel, and the sweet spot budget and all the other, can you live on 1,500? Can you live, what can you live on? 1,500 would be the lowest minimum, I would say, and 1,780 something bucks is not a bad place to be in the Philippines. In fact, it's really a good spot to be. It's not the sweet spot, but it's really close, and you could probably make it on that if you kind of cut back on things and you were pretty frugal and stuff like that. You could do pretty well. There are people here that live on less than that, but it isn't a race to the bottom. It's a race to have a good retirement. Okay, it's a race to have a good retirement. Everybody wants to have a good retirement. Everybody wants to have a good pension and Social Security and any other things that you have. It's something we all strive for all our lives to have. And when we have a lot of people out there that did not plan to have any retirement. They just didn't plan, or they went through divorces, or they went through, something happened and they had to borrow the money or whatever. They took out their retirement funds or whatever. So the only money a lot of people have is Social Security. So you can survive over here on it, and you can actually survive pretty well. But you should come over with some sort of emergency fund like we talked about in the past. Yes, you can survive over here on that. You also would still have to save a little bit of that money also for when you hit your 70s, when you start having higher costs as far as health insurance costs going up in your 70s or whatever. And also you should have that emergency fund already started before you get here. $20,000 to $30,000. You also need your startup fund, of course. A lot of people are coming over here, they don't even have a startup fund. They don't have any emergency fund. They don't have much left. You need to have also like maybe some credit cards or something you can put something on. But if you were at the 1,782 rate, I wouldn't be spending too much on credit cards or anything like that. That's just going to hurt you. It's not going to help you. Let's put it that way. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt you to be on that lower amount. You really won't have much money if you're putting a lot of debt on credit cards and you're living on 1,782. I wouldn't even plan on putting anything on credit cards if you're on the lower budget. If you're in the sweet spot, you can take a little bit of a hit as far as having some debt, but on the 1,782, I wouldn't have any debt at all. I wouldn't even get into credit cards over here for most people. I have a little bit of debt every once in a while, and I try to pay it off really quick. That's the way to do it. You should never go over 2 to 3 months worth of payments on your credit cards. And that's what I strive for. If I have to use my credit cards to buy something, which usually I don't, then I'll use it and pay it off fairly quick. And right now, like, I'm trying to work to pay off some things. It's normal for expats to have some debt, but don't go overboard with it. Be careful all the time. Be careful of your debt over here, especially if you're on this lower budget. If you're in the sweet spot, like I said, you're fine. Even in your sweet spot budget, you should be saving. Part of your budget should be a thing to grow your 70 fund. Like have some money in your extra emergency money in your emergency fund for when you hit your 70s. And you should start putting into that as soon as you hit 60, all the way up till 70. You should start putting some amount away, whether it be $500. Make that part of your budget and save for it. Just keep on saving and saving and saving. Don't let that go by, because when you hit your 70s, those costs are going to go up. Your health care is going to go up. Even if you have insurance, remember, there's going to be costs that are not covered sometimes. And like I said, your insurance is going to really go up rapidly when you hit that 70 mark, 70 to 72 to 75, somewhere in that range. Insurance goes up precipitously in that range. That's something you always have to be aware of. And I can't push that enough on you guys, how much insurance is going to go up when you hit that time. And when you're looking for any expat insurance or health insurance over here, once you look into that range when you hit your 70s, some insurance companies won't cover you. Some will, but you start paying, like I said, you start paying more, and there's some things that they won't cover. That's why you want to make sure that you have money for those things that are not covered, so you're ready for this stuff. And you might also need some more medical stuff too. You know, you want to always be ready. Anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. I hope you enjoyed today's show.